So episode 66 marks the final episode of this arc, this Momoshiki / Chunin exam arc, and I'm gonna be giving my thoughts in the next video, talking about what I thought about the arc in general. So I'm gonna be summarizing the entire arc and just talking about it, and I'm gonna be doing that for every important arc, not filler arcs, because filler arcs are just that, filler, right? So here are a few points for this review. So number one is the torn jacket of Boruto. Now we know that Boruto is the type of person who likes everything brand new, and he's that type of person who does not like working hard for anything. So it was even a surprise for Naruto to see him fighting against Hanabi, doing his best, because he's a very talented person, and talented people in general, well, in terms of Boruto's behavior, he does not really like to work hard and everything is given to him, so he likes it that way. And this time in this arc, he actually had to work hard to attain something, which is the Rasengan, right? And he also had to use his mind and rely on himself, his own power, because at the start of the arc he did not trust his own power, but in the end he did trust his own power, and he used that, the vanishing Rasengan, which hit Momoshiki, and he actually ended up defeating Momoshiki. So that right there is his hard work paying off, and the jacket being repaired instead of getting a new one actually symbolizes that he has actually changed and he's willing to put in hard work, because Naruto, when he was a kid, put in hard work, and that's why his clothes looked torn. So it does symbolize Boruto changing and saying that he is gonna be putting in hard work from now on. So the next thing I want to talk about is Boruto apologizing. Now, it didn't seem like Shinki actually gave a fuck when Boruto was apologizing, but since he walked away, it kind of shows that he's that type of person that is not vocal and uses his body language more. So you can tell that he forgave Boruto and just walked away instead of saying anything. Mitsuki advised Boruto to just forget about it, since the Chunin exam kind of flopped anyways, but then Boruto decided to do the mature thing, which is to apologize to people. Now, that basically shows you how Boruto is the sun and Mitsuki is the moon, and that's the sun always guides the moon, is what Mitsuki is trying to say. Now, Mitsuki's option was the immature choice, and Boruto's option, what he did, apologizing to people, was the mature thing to do. So if anything, this proves more that Mitsuki should be taking after Boruto's behavior in terms of being mature and everything like that. If there is one thing I would have added to this arc, it is when Boruto was exposed for cheating. Apparently there was a scene in the movie which got deleted, and that showed people scolding Boruto and holding him accountable for what he did in the Chunin exam. Like, I would have wanted to like see at least a few of the participants coming up to Boruto and trying to confront him about him cheating. That would have made the whole thing a bit more realistic, and that would have made Boruto feel even more sorry, so that could have added onto the tension. And then once Boruto overcame that and apologized to people, it would have made the apology more meaningful in a way. Let's talk about Killer Bee for a second, because everyone thought that Killer Bee was dead. Now, Momoshiki was extracting chakra. He was not extracting the tailed beast. So the thing is, if you are after chakra and a tailed beast can regenerate a huge amount of chakra, wouldn't you just want to have tailed beasts inside of you? Like, wouldn't you extract the tailed beast? Why just take the chakra and just move on to the next one? You know that they can recover the chakra that you basically took from them. So I don't know, I really don't know why Momoshiki did that, but yeah, in the end, Killer Bee's tailed beast was not extracted, so that leaves him alive, and people actually thought he was dead after they watched the movie. But if you actually stayed till the end credits of the movie, you can actually see Killer Bee coming out of the water, and you can see that he's alive and well and survived the whole attack from the Otsutsuki, and it has been confirmed in this episode. So for all the Killer Bee fans out there, you can rejoice. The next scene I want to talk about is the train ride back home with Shikadai and Boruto, and Shikadai actually makes a statement. He says that they've been both following the path of their parents, and which basically leads them to become like their parents, and they actually vowed not to do that, but in the end they ended up doing it. Now with Boruto I can understand, but not with Shikadai. With Boruto, he did the same thing Naruto was doing in order to get attention, which is basically causing mischief and even cheating in an exam. Thing is, Boruto was scolded by Naruto for cheating for the Chunin exam, but Naruto shouldn't be the person to actually lecture Boruto because he cheated as well in order to get into the Chunin exam. So yeah, the thing about Shikadai is I really don't know much about Shikamaru as a character, so I can't really talk about what Shikadai actually did in order to take the same path as his parents. I mean, you can compare their behavior and the laziness and everything, but if you really think about it, Shikadai and Shikamaru are the same characters. The only difference is that they have different experiences. You are free to disagree with me in the comment section, and if you do, I just want to know why, and then I can read up and update my knowledge about these characters, because personally with me, I really can't see the difference except from the experiences. So go ahead in the comment section down below, put a comment down there, and I will make sure to read your comment. So the next scene is basically Boruto and Sasuke having a little chat. And then they talk about two things, right? The headband and then the visions. Now let's start with the headband. The headband symbolizes Boruto taking on hardships. And also at the start when Boruto was putting on his headband, you can actually see that it is Sasuke's headband. Now at the start when I first said it in my first things you missed, people actually said that I was an idiot, and you know, people always talk shit, but now you can see that it is actually Sasuke's headband because Boruto pulled it out of his little pouch, and now we can see that he is the person that is holding Sasuke's headband. It also proves that he is the pupil of Sasuke. Now the thing is, I actually like this because now we know that Boruto is not going to be getting constant training from Sasuke because Sasuke is going to leave the village. And it's a good nerf because most of the time in shonen anime, whenever they introduced a power or a teacher or give that certain teacher to a certain character, that teacher is always available and that power is always available, and there is no nerf, there's no limit to it unless they actually do some kind of arse pull. So I'm actually kind of happy that Boruto won't be getting any training unless Sasuke comes back, because if he did get training from Sasuke every single day, he would outclass both Mitsuki and Sarada in no time, and then that would just be a problem because he would be a class A prodigy whilst the others would probably be like C grade ninja. Basically, to summarize whatever I just said right now is that Boruto getting training from Sasuke every single day, based on his prodigious skill, he would be able to pick up things faster and he would easily outclass Sarada and Mitsuki in no time, leaving them redundant in any fight, and basically they would be holding him back. It's the same way everyone was holding Naruto back after he got Sage Mode and decided to fight pain. What I have noticed in this episode is that Sasuke actually smiles a lot more than he usually does. I mean, these are like the first few times I've actually seen adult Sasuke smile and be happy. The first time is when he actually came out of the dimension and he actually got hugged, I believe, and then the second time was when he smiled giving Boruto his headband, and then the third time is when basically Sarada told him that Sakura prepared something special, you know, for after Sarada goes sleep. So apparently Sakura's cooking something, and you know she seasoned that pussy, so obviously Sasuke is putting up that smile because he knows what's about to go down once Sarada goes to sleep. The next scene is Orochimaru basically being the snake and a grass ass pussy hiding behind a fucking tree because he can't even confront his own son, but they have a conversation about Mitsuki almost demonstrating the Sage Mode in front of everyone, and apparently no one would be able to understand Sage power even though the Hokage himself is a sage himself. To be honest with you, I don't see the big deal in Mitsuki having Sage Mode. I mean, all these kids out here are gifted. We have Chocho who has the butterfly mold already. This took Choji a long while to be able to actually activate that form, and this kid actually has that mode without even putting in any effort. So Mitsuki having Sage Mode shouldn't really be a surprise. I mean, Boruto has the jougan and look at what he can do with that shit, so it really shouldn't be a surprise for people to see people using Sage powers. There are people there using magnet release, for God's sakes. They already know that Mitsuki was actually genetically engineered, so it shouldn't be a surprise if he starts using wood style or Sage Mode. So there's a scene where they stand on top of the Kage monument, I believe that's what it's called, but we have the conversation about Boruto basically trying to become like Sasuke and saving Sarada whenever she needs it, like basically becoming her right hand man. She starts blushing, which is nothing new. We already know that she is Boruto's #1 stalker, but I'm really upset that they didn't show that, because that shows a side of Sarada. Like, that's character development right there of her stalking Boruto. Like, that shows what type of person she is and what kind of connection she has to Boruto, right? But they basically decided to scrap that, and Mitsuki always gets interrupted, which is kind of funny. We actually get a look at the seal in Boruto's palm. I'm not going to mention the name for the people that's only watched the anime. I'm not going to mention the name, but Sarada actually asks an important question, and I'm going to actually discuss this in the video. She says, do you want to become a Hokage? And then Boruto says, no, I want to become your right hand man so I can protect you, right? Which basically made her wet. But it's really an important question, because if Boruto did decide to become a Kage, he has a higher chance of becoming a Kage, because first of all, he is the son of the 7th Hokage, right? So then that would automatically give him support, because people already like Naruto and what he did. So Naruto's son would basically follow in his footsteps, and they would automatically like Boruto over Sarada, because Sarada comes from the Uchiha, and the Uchiha have done nothing but evil for the Hidden Leaf village, right? So Boruto already has the moral support of the people. And also, in terms of power, in terms of being able to do a lot and ability, Boruto actually has a lot of power. He has the prodigious skill of the Hyuga, the mindset, the prodigious mindset of the Hyuga. He actually has a huge chakra reserve. He has connections to the Otsutsuki in his blood, and he has the jougan, and also has the seal in his palm, which is a lot of power to be given to one person. And I think they did this because if they didn't, then there would be no way in which Boruto would surpass Naruto, because Naruto actually has the tail beast. So if Boruto really wanted to become stronger than Naruto, then he would need, you know, some power-ups which would allow him to keep up with Naruto, or even be stronger than Naruto. So Boruto is just a huge collection of power, and I hope that the power he has is all he's gonna get, because I don't want to see this guy using Sage mode, as well as having the seal, as well as using the jougan and all kinds of shit, because that's just gonna be a clusterfuck of powers, and it's gonna be like, okay, he's so young yet he has so much power, and how much more they're gonna give him till the end of Boruto. Think about that. So yeah, I'm gonna be making a video talking about Sarada and her chances of becoming Hokage and all that kind of stuff, so stay tuned if you want to see that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the scene at the ending, where well, before the end, where Naruto comes back home and Boruto punches him, right? I found that kind of funny, but at the same time, they actually put this role on Hinata, which is basically not her. Now, in the war, Hinata was a very shy person, but she turned into this courageous person who would give speeches to Naruto, which was out of character. And now they're trying to force this scary mom role on her, which I think it does not suit her personality, to be honest with you. It's just that thing where they say moms are scary, so basically that means she's gonna be scary as well. Like, that doesn't make sense. Hinata's personality from Naruto to the end of Naruto Shippuden, we've never seen her be like that. So I don't know if it's something she developed as a mother or not, but I don't think it suits her personality, and that is not Hinata. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe to this channel, actually resubscribe, because YouTube do not do their job properly. Whenever I upload something, you might not be able to see it, you might not get notifications because YouTube is fucking up. So subscribe and hit that notification button, and specially select to be notified whenever I upload something. So with that being said, that has been my review. I hope you liked it. I hope I was entertaining enough. I am extremely tired and I'm going to go to sleep. But with that being said, I have nothing more to say. Enjoy your day and bye.